Okay, good morning, YouTube channel. How y'all doing today? It starts down there again. Go hard, go home. Y'all hit the like, hit subscribe. Y'all know the deal about that. Gonna talk about some manosphere stuff today. I came upon this video here from the channel It's Complicated. It's a channel called It's Complicated. And they're saying solution is prostitution, I guess, to modern dating. I don't think that's necessarily true, but hey, I watched about 5 minutes of it to start seeing some stuff they were talking about. So they were talking some pretty decent stuff, and they're doing like their interviews. So I want to play this video, and I'm gonna go ahead and react to it while we're watching it. And it's got a couple of good things in it. I will say this: when I lived in Germany, prostitution was legal, and it's probably still legal now. They didn't seem to have this manosphere problem, this simp problem, this incel problem. Didn't seem to exist there. So maybe they're right about that part. But y'all hit the like and hit subscribe, and let's get into this and see what they're talking about. Let's roll.
Why are there so many women today who say they don't need a man?
I mean, because if they want to go 50-50 on things, I just don't need them.
Because there's a lot of
Bull. See, they started out early. I told y'all guys, they started out early. That 50-50, they used to say back in the day, we want to go 50-50. It's going to be other videos that I'm doing. Mostly, I'm working on one with Shan Booty and Kevin Samuels, where she's saying she wants to see co-leadership and co-this or that. And now you got another woman saying 50-50? No. So, hey.
Bum-ass men out in the world who don't do enough so us women can supply for ourselves now.
Because they're feminists and they like to be feminists.
If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid and hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
I don't know how to answer this question.
Because of human connection, of meaningful connection, to correct myself. Just there's nothing that replaces the authenticity of a partnership.
Right, there you go.
Men need women in a sense because, I don't know, like, they need our love. You know what I mean?
True. You can't really get true intimacy with a prostitute. You can bust a nut, but that's about it.
Why do women proudly chant, "Pussy runs the world," but then also complain guys only want sex?
I don't know why they complain about that, but pussy definitely runs the world. You can make a man do a lot of things.
Does pussy actually run the world, or does it just control the men who built and maintain the world?
You know what? I feel attacked by that statement.
Because men cannot live without sex. And it really does run the world.
I think it only controls weak men. I don't think pussy runs any strong men. In fact, the men that rule the world, pussy bends for them.
Okay, now the homie here has got a point. All right, and that's why I'm always telling guys to improve themselves, make sure that they're getting the best that they can out of life, because once you get to certain levels, they gotta do what you want. They gotta do what you want to get to the even thinking about getting what you have. So I mean, it only works really when he says weak. It really only works if you're broke, guys. That's the problem with this thing. Once you attain certain levels of money and status, women are going to bend for you. Okay. They said in the Chris Rock movie, I'm going to pull that clip one day and I'm going to play it. You can spend a lot of money. You can lose all your money chasing women. You will never lose women chasing money. So I'm going to let that go. Here we go. See what the homie got to say.
You know what I mean? They, don't control a strong man. A strong man can replace the woman.
Women rule the world, but pussy just manages it.
Do you think there was ever a time when pussy didn't run the world?
No. Women's always been the neck of the foundation. The men is just the head. We draw shit.
Wouldn't that mean women always had power?
Yes. But men cannot accept women having power, so we just have to stand in the back and pretend that we don't have power and use a reverse psychology and just like pretend that we don't, because they like to say they right, so we just like, all right, and give you the idea, and then you just say, yeah, it's your idea. Okay.
Yeah, that don't happen that way. But okay. And see, this was dealing with, guys, but this is going to get worse. The more I keep saying in my channels, this internet stuff, and it's not just the women, guys. It's some of y'all out here, all these inboxes, all this extra attention. Oh my God, she's so cute. Oh my God, this and that. Like. Subscribe to everything that this woman does. And it's too much attention. So you're going to keep saying this. This is just going to get worse.
So why are women complaining about past oppression if they always had pussy power?
Whoa, now this is a good one. How can you be oppressed when you say you run the world? Let's see what happens with this one.
They want equal rights, and that's bullshit.
Personally, I just think they kind of like are backwards in their reasoning on most things. You know what I mean? They want to feel a certain amount of power, and that's the only thing that they can kind of reach to say that they have this power over males. So,
do you think there was ever a time when pussy didn't run the world?
Probably not, no.
Wouldn't that mean that women always had power?
Yeah, they definitely did, but we just make men do all the, hard labor work.
There you go, right there. There you go, right there. It's never been really unequal. It's just that they want you to do certain things, and then they don't have to do those things. So keep in mind of that too, right there, guys. See, this. Oh man, it seems like it's such a hopeless situation, but it's really not. This is why I'm always telling guys, get your money. It's not. You don't have to give them the money. The people, they misconstrue that so much. The money and the power is really for you, guys. It's really for you. So you don't have to put up with this garbage. I'm going to play another thing. I'm going to find another video. Chris Rock, I'm going to do a lot of stuff from Chris Rock, man. He even said so himself. Women was real forgetful until he got rich. He said it himself several times.
Women say they want equal rights, but then when a man talks to them.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car.
Commercial.
Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
Bingo.
Them the way they talk to another man, then they say, oh, you're offending me, or oh, you're doing this. But if you want equal rights and you want to be treated equally, then it has to be like always. Like it can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna put my hand on a man, and then like when he does it back, like, oh, I'm a woman. But you want equal rights, or you want to like put yourself in a man's position, but then you don't want like the actions to come. But only actions you want is beneficial actions.
See. Now, what I'm putting this out for is because, like, when I review Fresh and Fit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes some guys have gotten upset because I'm like, explain this junk to women don't work. I'm going to do a video on that because it don't. And she just explained why. They don't want this. They don't want equal rights. They just want what's beneficial to them. And you got to understand that. Trying to explain it, that ain't going to work.
How many female-dominated industries can you think of that aren't related to sex or beauty?
Okay, this is a good one. Female-dominated industry. One that's not related to making makeup or making clothes or something like that, or looking good on TV or being a model.
Not a lot, and that should change. Society it's set up for that.
How do we change that?
Great question.
Women could change that by studying and doing things that men, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, going for some of the jobs and stuff that men do. But most women are not going to do that because those are not jobs they want to go into. And most women are not trained or talked to about doing that kind of stuff. They're not told to go do those things. But we don't tell them to do that because we already know they pretty much don't really want it. So, I mean, like, yeah.
Let women take over.
No, you got some pretty eyes, baby. You really do. This lady is very cute. She's got some very cute eyes. Her hair and stuff is very nice. She looks really good. in this, where I pause it at. But no, letting women take over is not the answer, okay? Adam left Eve alone for a little while, and guess what happened? I'll let y'all think that one over.
Change the mindsets.
How many female-dominated industries can you think of that aren't related to sex or beauty?
Christina Aguilera. She is my idol. Janis Joplin, she's my idol. I am a singer-songwriter, and they have never based sex off of their career because they are so talented to do that.
Okay, that's not what he asked the woman. He asked her what industries. She named 2 singers, but that's not the whole industry. Most of women's music, especially in hip hop, is sex related. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Lil Kim back in the day. Any of them that's been successful. Besides when you talk about let me not go. I'm gonna go back to MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, such like that. Queen Latifah, UNITY back in the day. So they weren't like that. But these days, if a woman becomes successful, especially in the hip hop, because you had that one rapper, Lil Mama, she came out for a little bit and went right back into the background. She'll never go mainstream. Any of them that don't do sex and stuff are not going mainstream.
How many female-dominated industries can you think of that aren't related to sex or beauty?
Not one. Not one.
Are men more likely to use power to get sex, or are women more likely to use sex to get power?
Ooh. I think women are more likely to use sex to get power.
What is the difference between sexually empowering women?
The thing about that is right here, okay? You can't use power to get sex because that's called rape. So guys can't really do that, okay? Now, if he had a lot of power, women may offer him more sex, but he can't use it to directly get power, get sex. Women can directly use sex to get power. I saw this a bunch of times in the Army. I saw it on the jobs I was on. You guys saw it on the jobs you were on. You see it on jobs you're on now. If you're in the military, you see it all the time. So, yeah, there's some girl that the doggone platoon sergeant and whoever likes, and this joke goes all the way to making rank. So, hey.
Women versus sexually objectifying women.
I personally don't think there is a difference. I think those are the same thing, one and the same. I think they basically are. It's almost like if someone's using reverse psychology on you, like they want to be able to use your sexuality to advertise things. They want to be able to use your sexuality for whatever purpose that they twist the woman into. All they have to do is, it's kind of like in the Bible, they said, no, you should want to be like God, or the serpent said you could be like God. The woman falls into that very easily. So her head gets blown up, call it empowerment, and she'll do whatever she thinks is empowering.
Now this guy has made a very good point. If you want a woman to do something, all you gotta do is make it sound like she's going to be empowered. It doesn't matter if there's bad outcomes of it. It just has to sound like she's going to be empowered. That's the only thing that has to happen. Snake goes to Eve. Hey, eat this apple. God said don't do it. I can't get the man to do it because he gonna follow the rules. But this is empowering. See, men don't try to take power that they know better than to take. But you can get a woman to do it easily, just like he just explained.
So isn't it entirely subjective?
Yes, all of it.
Do you think the sexual empowerment of women in any way contributes to their own objectification?
Yes. I think it's all a trick to take advantage of them.
He's exactly right. It worked the same way with the story in the Bible, and it still works to this day. You to get them to do the wrong thing, all you have to do is make it sound like it's going to be empowering to them, or that they're going to get something that they want, and they might not going to get it in anyway. They might not even be in the cards for them when you're making a plan. There was nothing in the cards for Eve when he explained that little story about the serpent and Eve in the Garden of Eden. There was nothing for her in that. nothing but bad. Got kicked out of her house, the Garden of Eden. Got to have kids and be hurting and stuff that, those are all things that came along with it. But as long as you tell them the empowering thing, the other consequences do not matter.
Most female-dominated industries are sex or beauty-related, correct?
Yes. That's the way things are right now. That should change.
Well, right, but why would women want to give up their power if they can use it to,
Because it shouldn't be the only power that we're able to hold in society.
Well, whether it should
When you don't give women a fair chance to gain power, they're going to do whatever it takes.
Well, is there anything stopping women from getting power any other way?
Yes, men.
Well, but men also give women their power, correct?
Not enough of it.
Well, obviously, if all
Not
the men...
in the ways it matters.
If all the men in the world were gay, how would women get power?
They should just
Because they're fucking women.
What does that mean?
They're strong and better.
Let's talk about BetterHelp. If you ever feel anxious, depressed, stressed, overwhelmed,
better than men.
Well, right, but I'm saying if women couldn't use sex to control men, then how would they get power?
Skip. Women are...
See? Let me tell y'all guys something. It's not about women empowerment. It's about them wanting to have power over you. That's really what it's about in the end. You see, she said once she started asking anything that got towards that, she wanted to skip. Because she can't answer it. The only thing she really could say is, "Well, she actually said it before. Let women take over." That's you see. So you know where it's going. But you can't play that game.
Are more likely to use sex to get power.
What is the difference between sexually empowering women versus sexually objectifying women?
Okay, sexually empowering women would definitely mean like uplifting and like complimenting, like, "Ooh, girl, you look good, but not too close," because it could easily be turned into, "Ooh, girl, you look too good. That's a whole ass snack," and then now that's harassment. So there's a fine line in between the two.
Well, isn't it entirely subjective?
Subjective to your own intentions, yes. Like, so maybe your tone of voice or your implication in the fact, or however you were trying to come off at the matter, So I think it all has to do with the subject to intention, right?
Men don't have a say in women's sex life.
Do you think the sexual empowerment of women in any way contributes to their own objectification?
No.
Does the fact that porn and OnlyFans exist prove that women are okay being objectified as long as they're getting paid?
No. It means that we can use our body the way that we want to without men's control.
But that kind of means that it's okay as long as you're getting paid. You don't want to be... See, guys, look, this is why explaining this junk is not going to work. This is why when I critique the Fresh and Fit show, and you're going to see several more critiques of them, they're trying to explain something and that these women do not care about. That's the purpose on my channel, really, something to show that the women do not care about this stuff. You don't even got to talk to them about it, talk about them, about this stuff with them, because they do not care. They don't care, and they have this attitude that these women right here are showing right now.
Do you consider sex work to be real work?
Yes. And if you don't, you suck.
Why are women more accepting of women who can sell sex, but are less likely to accept a man who can buy it?
Because it's empowering to be able to do what you want with your body when you want to be able to do it.
But isn't that like shaming your own customers?
No.
Well, how can you be a victim of your own product?
Because it's my fucking body.
My body, my choice.
My body, my choice.
Why do women often claim victimhood by the very thing they use to empower themselves?
I believe in that question. I do believe that. Women they do that Me Too shit, and I don't believe in that. Like, you say you want to, like, empower yourself and then use this as, like, like a beneficial factor, but then you claim victim, and I think it's just a money aspect.
Well, at least one of them is being honest about it. Guys, this thing with women will always come down to money. It doesn't matter how much you guys don't want to hear it. But they're saying it over and over. This ain't even Kevin Samuels' show. And I know if you're watching this, you've probably seen the Kevin Samuels show. All those women ever talk about when they come on that show is money. That's why I keep telling guys, get your money, get your status, get all this like me for myself. They don't do it, guys. They are not going to do it. They've never done it. They've never liked you for yourself. They're not going to.
The fact that porn and OnlyFans exist prove that women are okay being objectified as long as they're getting paid.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, this girl was easy. She told the truth.
Yeah.
Do you consider sex work to be real work?
No. Well, yeah, for porn stars and OnlyFans, because they get that dough. They're millionaires off OnlyFans.
Why is porn legal but prostitution isn't?
Tell me that. Why? And tell me this. Why can you go out and have sex with 20 million men for free and then nothing happens? But as soon as you want to put a price on your worth, it's illegal. Hello. That's the question.
Do you believe all adults have sexual needs?
Of course.
Of course, you couldn't
Buy
live
a
life.
vibrator.
You could not live life.
Shroom with mud water and change your life.
I'm on shrooms, don't tell my mom. Mushrooms. Life without sex. It's impossible.
Should lonely men be expected to satisfy their sexual needs by watching porn?
Yes and no. If they're really desperate, then yes. But if they can wait for a woman, then they should not watch porn.
They can. If that's what they want, then I think that it should go that way. Or buy prostitutes.
If so, why would men still crave sex when porn is free and available all over the internet?
Because you don't get you know how long it takes for you to find the right porn?
Because women don't understand that men actually are more horny than women themselves. And they actually need a sex life, otherwise they cannot function.
Now, this ain't true. Women are actually more sexual than guys, from my experiences with women. Okay? The sexual thing is about the same between the two. Guys think that women are not as sexual because women don't run across guys that they find sexually attractive that much. You have to be a certain height. You have to have certain money. You have to have certain things to even be considered sexually attractive to women. So that kind of plays a little bit different.
At all. And I know that because I've had like ex-boyfriends that cannot live without sex.
Do you consider sex work to be real work?
Not really, no.
But do you think most women consider sex work to be real work?
Yeah, the empowerment thing, trying to, make it sound like it's more than it is so that they can feel good about it kind of thing. But I don't believe it is real work at all.
Why are women more accepting of women who can sell sex but are less likely to accept a man who can buy it?
Ooh, that's a good question. More double standards. Just they don't like reality very much.
Isn't that shaming your own customers?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Isn't that like complaining about crackheads while you're selling crack?
Exactly the same.
Let me tell you something. I was doing this. I used to have a little show on that on this app, Stereo, and I had some chicks to come on there a couple of times that was OnlyFans women. I would never allow that on this show anyway, because I don't think that they're good people to talk to. But I had this conversation with one of them, and the thing was, I asked her, I was like, you know what? The guy that paid for your OnlyFans, would you ever date one of them? No. She said no. And she basically said they were losers. So the thing of it is, and that's another thing I'm going to be talking about on my channel a lot, these guys support all this OnlyFans and all this other stuff. The women that you're doing this for think that you're a loser. They're taking your money and think that you're trash. It's the same thing that's going on in the streets when you're doing it. It's the same thing. Let's go on with the video.
Yeah.
If prostitution was legal, do you think we'd have a better society?
Ooh. Not really, to be honest with you. I can't say I think we'd be better as a society at all. Not really.
Yes, I do consider sex work is real work. We're the work of all time. We're going to last longer than any other industry. We've been here all before, okay, and we're still going to be here. When computers and everything take over, they're still going to want a physical woman to get it done, okay? We're going to be here.
If prostitution was legal, do you think we'd have a better society?
Yes.
Why?
Everybody would be happy. Everybody
Okay, she had somewhat of a point, I think. You know, like I said, when I lived in Germany, it looked like it worked. You had less crime. You didn't have this men are rapists thing going on and guys objectifying. You just didn't have it. And actually, the women in society acted better when prostitution was legal in that state, in that country. The women were not the same way as the women where countries are not. In countries where prostitution is not legal, and then when I lived in the countries where it was legal, the women in general just acted different. I guess because you didn't have to do all that to get a woman. You could just go pay for one, and it was legal, and you weren't gonna get in trouble or go to jail or none of that kind of stuff. So, but it seemed to me that women acted better in society. I don't know, but
Honestly, no, because I think we need to go back to old school values more so than this like do you boo boo type of thing that's going on. I think it's more important to re-register ourselves with old school values, being committed, and making that investment into each other and making that commitment, because it's scary, yeah, but it means something. It means a lot more.
Do you think the solution could be prostitution, the world's oldest institution?
Yes. I don't see anything wrong with prostitution as long as it's consensual, legal, and safe.
I think the solution is always prostitution, but it's a way of saying like that, because not prostitution is sex work. Because prostitution is it's like a derogatory term, and it's meant to like say like people on the corner or like a less than person. Sex work is more like therapy, spending time, not just like that, because it's not always that. It's more to, we're more than just that.
Okay. Now, I've had a lot of strippers try to explain this type of idea to me. Okay. Strippers and things like that, they're always trying to explain it from this point of view. Okay. And here's the deal. It's not more than that. If you're paying, there's no way it can be more than that. I don't know how they were thinking about it as therapy and stuff like that. This is a way of making something that's bad be good, and that is the problem. It's the same thing. Like, you keep watching my videos, you're gonna see me talking a lot about this BBW thing, because women will always find some way to make their bad look good, but they don't say big handsome man, because women call that a fat dude. So just let that one sink in.
Well, what about when it's like done, in brothels as opposed to streetwalkers?
No, okay, so that's when they can put a price on it, then that's when it's okay. But it's like, you're not gonna tax me for my body. Like, how dare you try to tax me, or like I have to pay for your service, like, and I'm the one doing the service. Like, no, I do not believe in that. Like, no, how can you tax us for something that's done for free every fucking day? No.
Wouldn't relationships be built on love rather than sex and manipulation?
I think that the opposite would happen if prostitution was legalized.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if a guy could get sex anytime he wanted, really easily, why would he need to be in a relationship for any reason other than love?
Because if you're in a relationship for love, you should be able to get sex anytime you want to and not find it elsewhere.
I don't think any of the relationships are built on love anyway.
TikTok made me do it. If you use TikTok, you might have seen videos like these recently claiming that the combination of
Let's get that out of the way.
I think all of this is a big excuse. Like, we're making excuses just to go about this daily dance.
Yeah.
Wouldn't women be more accountable and make more effort to create loving relationships?
Yes, I believe so.
Wouldn't it remove any legal liabilities for men trying to get sex?
Yes.
Wouldn't it remove the possibility of rejection?
Yeah.
Wouldn't men be more fulfilled and less angry and violent?
Yes.
Wouldn't.
And I saw all these things in Germany. Like I say, when I lived in the country where prostitution was legal, all those questions he just asked, and this guy answered yes to, it was yes. It was yes. So.
Wouldn't it be government regulated and generate tax revenue?
Yeah, like I heard it certain places in near Nevada and near in Las Vegas where they actually making tax money off of it. Hey, people gonna do it regardless. It's just gonna happen.
So can you think of any reasons not to legalize it?
No.
Do you think if prostitution was cheap and accessible, we'd have a better society?
Yes. Yes. And safe. Safer society, because it would be included in law and protected by law.
So don't women often look for sugar daddies and men often look for trophy wives?
Yes.
Don't women often look for sugar daddies and men look for trophy wives?
Yes.
Do you believe it's generally true men objectify women sexually while women objectify men financially?
Absolutely.
Isn't it generally true that men seek the hottest woman they can afford while women seek the richest man they can attract?
Definitely.
Don't men want trophy wives and women want sugar daddies?
That's the game.
So how is dating not just a loose form of prostitution?
That's all it is. It's prostitution in slow motion, low key.
Okay. Now, this is something, because that's what I believe. That's what I believe, and that's why I work things the way that I work, and that's why I talk about things I talk about on my channel. Because you're still going to take those same moves. You're going to wind up paying. If you get married, you're paying more than anybody else. Period. Straight up and down. So, we'll roll on and see what these guys got to say.
So then why would it be bad to legalize it if it's already happening?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you got me on that one, I guess. Yeah.
Why should men pay for the opportunity to maybe get sex instead of just paying for sex?
I know. Go with the sure thing. I would go with the sure thing instead of taking a woman out and spending $200 on dinner. You know, might as well just give her that $200 and get to it.
You're paying for the time and the woman's worth. You're not paying for an action or a transaction.
See, that's what women are thinking. No, nobody's paying for that crap. Nobody. Once a dude has to pay, it's not about your time and about your anything about you. Just like a job. It's just like a job. Once somebody's paying you for a job, then that is it. Once you're getting paid for a job, you don't go there and tell the boss what you think. You're not going there and talking about your time and your preferences. They don't want to hear that shit. When you're supposed to be on the clock, you on the clock.
Action.
But wouldn't the marketplace determine what the woman's worth is?
No, the woman determines her worth.
Well, she can ask a certain price, but
yeah, she can ask, and if he feels that she's valuable enough, then he will supply that demand.
But that's not her picking. That's the guy picking. But they will never understand this. This is why you can't explain it. This is why you can't explain it. Once I get off this one, I'm going to do another video about stop explaining it to women. And this is why.
Wouldn't it end simping and shift the sexual marketplace to where women have to compete for the men?
I guess I don't really see how it does that.
Well,
okay. He doesn't see that, but I saw it. I saw it when I lived in these other countries. It shifted that doggone marketplace. The women, I just said it a minute ago, the women in society were way more competitive towards guys and things like that because they knew you can just go down to Frankfurt and go run the stairs in the red light district. Actually, every town in Germany had a red light district that I can remember. The small ones even had some type of red light district. And if a place was too small, it was close to another place, you could easily go over there and so it changed. It changed how women acted in society.
Why should men pay for the opportunity to get sex instead of just paying for sex?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, it kind of it kind of swaps some power around a bit. I can see that.
Wouldn't it also flood the market and drive the prices down?
No.
Well, obviously, if you had just like an influx of women selling sex, there'd be a greater supply, right?
But who's to say there would be an influx?
Well, obviously, look how many women are doing OnlyFans right now.
Right.
So I'm just saying, like, obviously, if
OnlyFans and prostitution is not the same thing.
What? What? See, guys, this right here is why you don't need to be trying to explain this junk. They don't get it. those are the same things. But let's see what she says.
Selling your body for sex and selling your body not for sex are two totally different things. However, a woman should be able to do whatever she wants with her body, just like a man can.
So lastly, do you think if prostitution was cheap and accessible, there'd be less rape and sexual violence?
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, but I think if men could be able to get it up a little bit more for women that are willing, there would be a lot less crime.
Do you think that grape is about sex or about power?
Power. Power and control.
So if grape isn't about sex, if it's all about power, why wouldn't evil men just assault women and not bother having sex with them?
But some do.
Right, but isn't it really all about power and also sex?
No, I feel like it's more about power and control. And
Wherever you go, bring all your work with you.
and feeling like that you took something like that is just priceless, but you have that, like, that you did that and that you violate that person in that way, that you have some type of like that you have that over that person, like.
Right, but I mean, like, you know, whenever a guy would get robbed or mugged or beat up and stuff, why don't they have sex with
that's
men?
a valuable, that's like materialistic stuff. But when you like put a price on that, and then it still get taken as like you're not only robbing me, but you're violating and doing that.
Okay, see, and this is why I'm always telling guys to stay away from OnlyFans chicks and his damn Instagram models and stuff like that. Okay, they don't place the same type of value on you as they place on themselves. She just explained a robbery. A robbery is taking something from somebody and overpowering them. The same thing as a rape, because something been taken by force that wasn't supposed to be taken or was not wanted to be given. So see, guys, women don't place the same value on you that they place on themselves. That's why you should stop explaining to them. But go ahead, let's go.
Also, so it's like a combine of like violations.
Wouldn't men be more fulfilled and less angry and violent?
Yes.
Do you think there would be less rape and sexual assault?
Yes. In some cases, men see someone who is a prostitute as a way to take out their frustrations because they're paying her.
Sure, but I mean, if it was done safely with brothels and regulated, then wouldn't that be less likely to happen?
Possibly, possibly not. It depends on how well the brothel is run as a business.
But I'm saying, I mean, why would that be any more likely to happen than, you know, in just any normal monogamous relationship?
Very good point.
If you are putting a profit on it or you're not, there's always that sick individual that's still going to want to just take what's not theirs, even if it has a price on it.
I don't think it would eliminate it entirely, but you don't even think that it might even reduce the numbers? No. Wouldn't men be more fulfilled and less angry and violent?
Probably, that's possible, yeah.
Do you think there would be less rape and sexual assault?
I think people are always going to do that off of some seeking power over someone else sort of thing. But yeah, if anyone who's graping out of desperation, I think absolutely you have a solution there. But
don't you think it would reduce it at least?
Yeah, I mean, you would have an impact on some numbers, but yeah, you're always going to have somebody, like I said, trying to exercise power.
Okay. So here's the deal. Let me pause this other thing before it starts playing. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Okay. I played this video to show that women are not really concerned about what you think. Okay. And they have a very one-sided view of the world. And I like this video because it had women of different cultures, races, and you could all see that they're all pretty much giving you the same answer. So when I'm doing the critiques on some of these other shows, it's not to down the guys, it's really to show you that it's pointless to even explain this to women because they do not care. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this one dropped out. Y'all hit the like, y'all hit subscribe. It's been Taurus Downey. Go hard or go home. And y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments about this video. Because I think that it shows that women don't why they don't want to be objectified, they have no problem objectifying men financially. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Hit like, hit subscribe. It's been Tars Down and Go Hard to Go Home. Y'all, I'm about this piece for this time. And I'll be back later. Y'all holler at me. Peace.